Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor 500 Help.
That's right, Taylor 500 Help, because they make you warm and cozy in the wintertime and they make you nice and cool in the summertime. Taylor 500 Help for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. You call them. They've been around since 1947. You want to make sure that your furnace is working well because we're going into the cold season. I actually saw the white stuff yesterday, the snow. The snow is falling. You want to make sure that your furnace is working. Call the professionals. Taylor Heating and Plumbing. Make Taylor your furnace repair shop and your one-stop shop for water heaters with Bradford White water heaters. And if you're looking for a job, they're looking for home energy techs, HVAC technicians, and of course, plumbers. It is Taylor Heating and Plumbing at Taylor 500 Help. And if you want the big daddy of all snowblowers, you want to go up and see my guys, my friends, Kimberly and Justin at Precision Lawn and Garden in Webster, 195 North Avenue in Webster since 1969, providing great service to all of Rochester. And I'll tell you what, they have everything you need for winter. They have snow blowers, they have shovels, they've got chainsaws, they've got blowers, they've also got lawn mowers, on sale models. They have all makes and models. It's Precision Lawn and Garden in Webster, and also Express Sealers, not sealing driveways, but plowing your driveway for residential and business on the east side. Express Sealers, 645-2010. That's 645-2010 if you have a home or a business on the east side. And I'm talking about Ontario, Williamson, Webster, Penfield, Irondequoit. Call Brian. He will make sure that your business and your home is plowed so you can get where you're going in the wintertime. 645-2010. Please support all of our sponsors because they support us here at the We the People Podcast Network and also Kimberly's Revolution.
And now the news. Live from the We the People broadcast studio in cloudy 45-degree Irondequoit, New York.
Hello.
Happy birthday to you.
You're late.
Happy birthday to you.
You're late.
Happy birthday, Kimberly Ray, 39 plus 17. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, here we are. Yes, it is Kimberly's Revolution. It is the We the People Podcast Network. Thank you for the birthday serenade. I am officially 1 year older as of Saturday the 13th. So yay me. I am a Scorpio and my moon is in Gemini, which means I am bat crap cray, people.
Were you born on Friday the 13th?
No, I was born on a Saturday the 13th.
Oh.
At
Okay.
1:26 a.m. Yes.
So it was almost Friday the 13th.
It was almost Friday.
Friday the 12th.
It would have been Friday the 12th.
Right.
It couldn't have been almost right.
It was almost Friday the 12th.
Is that the day it's going to be today?
Yes.
Is that okay? Happy Tuesday. Welcome all the Patriots to the We the People Podcast Network. We appreciate you being here. Please support our sponsors. As I said, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, of course, Precision Lawn and Garden, Taylor 500 Help, and Express Sealers. We also want to give a shout out to Fitz at Rock Vox Productions. If you have a podcast that you'd like to do, if you have an idea for a podcast, if you and some friends want to do a podcast, if your marketing team at work wants to do a podcast, Fitz at Rock Vox Productions, that's ROCVOX Productions, can help you out. I mean, he made sure that we're running fine here. So he kind of advised us on all the equipment. So he is the expert. And of course, we have Austin, who is producing our show.
Hello.
Austin is from Rock Vox Productions. So we appreciate Austin as well. And we want to welcome you to another week of shows. Today's show is called Size Matters. I don't know why. I don't know why guys think size doesn't matter, but size matters. Size matters in a lot of things. Size matters in you know how big of a heart you have. Size.
That's what it is.
You could have a Grinch heart. So size matters in the what your apparatus is. Guns. I don't know what you might call a gun. guys always like to compare size to different things.
So we're
right?
measuring barrels. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. The problem is that everyone seems to be perpetuating the lie that is going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin about Kyle Rittenhouse. And I think the jury is deliberating the situation as we speak of Kyle Rittenhouse, who is 17 years old, went to a protest across state lines. He lives 17 miles from his dad, who lives in Kenosha. He's from Antioch, Illinois. If you look at it on a map, it's exactly almost a little over 16 and a half miles from his mom's house in Antioch, Illinois, to his dad's house in Kenosha, or his cousin's house in Kenosha, or his couple of uncles and aunts who also live in Kenosha. But no one wants to talk about the fact that he actually has relatives that only lived 16 miles from where he lived, or the fact that it's legal for him to carry the gun that he was carrying. Everyone says, oh, he went across state lines with a gun. No, he actually had a gun that he got while he was in Wisconsin that is perfectly legal for a 17-year-old to have. No one wants you to hear that story, by the way. It's the size of the barrel on the rifle, guys. It's the size that matters. we're gonna. I know. Apparently, no one seems to know that part of the story. Why is that? No one wants to tell the truth. Why?
Handle the truth.
What?
You can't handle the truth.
Nobody's talking about the fact that he actually picked up the gun while he was in Kenosha at his dad's house. No one's talking about the fact that the gun was legal. In Wisconsin, it's legal for a 17-year-old to have a barrel that is such and such a length, right? As long as their barrels meet a minimum length requirement, and Kyle Rittenhouse's rifle met that length. Got to measure, guys. Got to measure. And then when you find out that his gun was legal, then no one wants you to know the gun's legal, nor that the guy had relatives in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Nobody's talking about that. They make it seem like he's some kind of rebel that had no reason, rhyme or reason to be in Kenosha. Like maybe some of the BLM or the Antifa freaks that were there that came from California and Portland and Washington State. I guess they belong there, but Kyle Rittenhouse, who has family there, he didn't belong there. I just want to make sure that I get it all correct, because the agenda that the media has and these crazed trolls on social media are ruining this country, and they're lying to you.
They got nothing else to do.
They're lying.
You can't handle the truth.
How messy was that divorce when he or she said, F you, I'm going across the state lines.
It's 16 and a half miles.
I'm going to Wisconsin. Screw you.
How far is it from here at 530 Titus Ave? How far is it from here to your house?
To Pennsylvania?
In Gates.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
About
Chi-Light.
About 16 miles.
So basically, from Chi-Light to Irondequoit is the amount of miles that kid traveled.
Right.
He wasn't some big time white supremacy gangster.
Cats go farther than that.
They do. Not mine. Mine are lazy. My cats are lazy. I want to say thank you. And so we're going to get into size matters. We're going to get into the Rittenhouse situation. We're all.
You ready, Austin?
No, never.
Many young men had rifles for marksmanship training in their local high school. Oh, don't bring that up. You're a racist, homophobic, white supremacist who is promoting guns and murders in this country, Mike. Do not go there. Do not talk about gun training in schools, because you are a racist, sir.
They don't even do auto shop
They
anymore.
don't. No,
We're gonna have gun training.
And I hope he knows I'm being facetious, because that's what someone would call you if you actually stood up and said, "Hey, are we going to have gun training in class this year?" They would call you a racist white supremacist that is out to burn America. All of a sudden, you're the bad guy if you are trained how to handle a gun. You're the bad guy.
Why are you looking at me?
You're the bad guy. Thank you to Marilyn Faber, who sent me a very nice birthday gift, a little birthday card. So she always sends me birthday cards every year.
She found you.
She found me last year. Someone sent me a little Kansas City Chiefs ornament last year, and I think I said thank you for that. But Marilyn, regardless of if I'm on the radio or not, or if I'm here or not, she always sends me a birthday card. So I appreciate you, Marilyn. You're very, very sweet. And so, yeah. You watch, speaking of violence, do you watch Yellowstone?
No.
I don't watch Yellowstone either. My mother, who is 88 years old, loves Yellowstone. Austin's never heard of it.
No. Well, apparently the primary demographic is 88-year-old women. So
it is not. My 23-year-old daughter watches
Well,
it.
that fits me perfectly.
My 23-year-old daughter loves Yellowstone. I have not started watching it yet, but there is something that I've watched. And Yellowstone, I think, is on. You can watch. It's on its fourth season. The fourth season just started last Sunday on some channel that we get on cable. I don't know what it is. What is it? Is it the Peacock Network or the
Peacock is the streaming service. Paramount Network, I think, is the channel.
Is
So
that
some version of NBC then?
Yeah, it's some version of NBC. And my mom
Okay.
watches it on whatever channel we have that is on Spectrum. So we have that. But I think you can watch all the other seasons on Amazon Prime. But there is a new show called The Mayor of Kingstown. Have you heard about this?
No.
It's phenomenal.
There's a lot of shows out there.
It's by the same producers and writers of Yellowstone. It stars Jeremy Renner. It stars Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights.
Okay,
Right?
yep.
It stars Diane Wiest, who I love. It I want to tell you how, I mean,
So what's
there's
this called?
so many surprises already in the first two episodes that they just released and are streaming now, and you can watch. Mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor of Kingstown. Okay, I'm writing this down.
I highly recommend Mayor of Kingstown. It is phenomenal.
Where
really like
is Kingstown? Is it make believe or is it a real place?
I think Michigan.
Michigan.
I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong of that. I could be wrong. Hey guys, Webster High School has auto shop and a trap shooting team. I think
Perfect.
Albion High School, or maybe it's Kendall, also has a trap shooting. They tried to get rid of it, Chris. They tried to get rid of it out at Albion, or maybe it was Kendall. It was one of the schools.
They'd be the state champs out in Albion.
It makes sense for those
Right.
rural schools to. You should learn how to handle a gun, right?
Mhm.
But anyway, I just wanted to pass that along because when I find things that are really good that actually have a storyline, and the mayor
of Kingstown.
The Mayor of Kingstown, I highly recommend. So if you're looking for something really, I will tell you, did not see a couple of things coming already. So you know it's going to be good. I want to give a shout out too to all the people that showed up at my open house last week, not last week, but the week before. We were taking offers on the new house that I had listed. And we took offers last Wednesday night. I think that was after our podcast here with Chad.
Okay.
And it sold. We had 7 offers, and we took an offer that was the best and the highest offer. And I have to tell you, I mean, it was very exciting.
So that
It's
emergency sign that I went out and got you did the trick?
It did.
All right.
What, the open house sign?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
I
Anything
needed
for
that
you,
extra.
princess.
I needed that extra open house sign. So, but yeah, I just want to tell you that U.S. homes in 2021 were on the market for less than a week before they sold.
Yeah, that makes sense.
U.S. homes in 2021, we're not even finished with 2021 yet. We're on the market for less than a week when they sold.
Supply and demand.
2019 homes were sitting around about 3 or 4 weeks. So there's a little bit of a difference. You can see the difference.
Well, it's going to continue this way until the interest rates eventually. They're going to have to raise the interest rates to offset inflation. I mean, inflation's rising at a level that we haven't seen since the 70s. So
thank you, Joe Biden.
So at some point, the Fed's not announced it yet, but at some point they're going to have to raise interest
Brandon.
rate, which will cut the real estate market off.
Right. Well, I hope not. But I mean, I'd like to have
some
more.
degree.
I'd like to have more listings. I mean, I feel bad for buyers who, keep getting, you know, beaten.
Being a listing agent's a lot easier.
It certainly is a lot more fun.
You just open the door.
Come on in. How much you want to give for it? All righty. That sounds good. Write her up. Yeah. Brittany says, I struggled to buy my fixer up in 2017, 2018, and it's only gotten worse. You're so lucky, Brittany. You didn't have 20 other people bidding on the same house. You didn't have 20 offers coming in and you were like number 19. So I'm glad, Brittany, that you could probably sell. In fact, Brittany, if you call me, I could sell that house for you for probably
double your money.
Triple. I can triple your money.
Triple your money.
I guarantee I will triple Brittany's money today.
Revere Realty, as a disclaimer, does not acknowledge the fact that Kimberly could indeed triple her money.
I could, though.
Maybe.
Call me, Brittany. Anyway, so the number one most expensive zip code to live in.
14609.
14626. No, it's in California.
Oh, shocker.
It's 94207. 94207 is the most expensive zip code.
What was the show?
Country.
Beverly Hills? What is
90210?
9201?
90210.
God, it seems like 75 years ago.
Austin, is that right? I know, doesn't it? I love that show too, back when it came out. The number so that's in Atherton, California, and I'm not really sure where that fits in.
867-5309.
94207. And then the number two most expensive zip code in the country is in Boston.
Boston?
Yeah, 02199. I was born in that 14609 zip code.
What was the Zoom zip code? Remember, got a Zoom. Come on, somebody will bring it up.
I have no idea.
Did you ever watch Zoom on Channel 21 back in the day?
That was a PBS channel, right?
Yeah, with Electric Company and Zoom.
Yeah.
There was a zip code with Zoom.
I don't remember. But 02199. Where is 14609?
14609. That's Irondequoit, the city.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought we're 14617.
We are here.
Okay. Because that's a good zip code too. All right. So there's your little, housing, take for today.
That was kind of a joke.
Was it a joke?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right. So let's talk violence.
You want to? 02134. Was that it? 02134? Zoom?
I have no idea. I have no idea. All right. So let me just, last Wednesday, when we sat here talking about the homicide rate in the city, I said, because we were talking about the murder rate, which I think last week
we were at like 68 or something.
We were at 68.
Right.
And we could have never, even though it seemed like I psychically, conjured something in my head.
The spirit of Kimberly Ray.
I mean, I don't, honestly, we were joking when I said, how many shootings do you think we'll see tonight in the city? How many murders? I said, how many murders do you think we'll see tonight in the city?
You said murders or shootings?
Shootings. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember what I said.
We'll pull the tape.
Yeah, pull the tape. I think I said 2.
Okay.
And sure enough, by Thursday morning, we learned that there were 2 fatal shootings in the city overnight, Wednesday into Thursday. Not only were there 2 fatal shootings Wednesday night into Thursday morning, there were 7 shootings.
Wow.
There were 7 fatal shootings in 3 days, people. 7 fatal shootings in 3 days in Rochester, New York. That brings us to 75 homicides at this point. We have reached the record.
So is that the selling point that Comida is using now when they're trying to bring businesses to Rochester?
Why not?
We've reached the record.
Hey, we've reached the record of homicides. Come on in.
Come on
Have
in.
a business in a certain stretch, I guess, of the city where they're putting more officers. And when I say more,
it's a state of emergency. 2?
2
more officers?
4. Well,
do they have any officers left that can work?
No, they've chased them all out.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that remain are few and far between. There's a little bit of a crisis with RPD. A lot of them have left to go to other departments. as if you can imagine, because Rochester City Council and Rochester Democratic politicians hate the police. They must love the color red because it's all awash of the city streets, right?
Mhm.
Democrats must love red because the streets are flowing with blood, people.
Well, isn't
Mayor
there-
Lovely
wait a
Warren
minute.
and Jim Smith
Isn't their
and
color blue?
Black Lives Matter, they love the color red.
Oh.
Because they've said, oh yeah, it's a state of emergency. There's too many killings. And then 4 more happened after they issued the state of emergency. The big FU to the city of Rochester and the Democrats that run the city. You're going to tell us not to shoot and kill people? We'll just shoot a couple more.
Well, maybe
they did.
Maybe they moved up their timetable a
And
couple of
they
days
did.
because they knew it was going to be a state of emergency.
7.
So they went out early. And took care of
and
business.
took care of things. 7 shootings in 3 days. And
Yeah,
so
that's
there's a
crazy.
state of the emergency. We're going to handle things right now. We're going to get things under control. We're going to make sure that we nip this in the bud. And so here's what we're going to do. The Mayor Lovely Warren came out and issued a statement. We're going to reel this in. Right?
Mhm.
No more violence, Tom. No more shootings, because City Council Vice President Willie Lightfoot and Mayor Lovely Warren issued a statement, not in person, not to TV cameras, not like standing outside, where the last couple of murders happened in a pool of blood on the street.
So they sent an email?
They sent an email because you don't want to get out there in the line of fire.
It was a little cold.
Why would you want to do that? So in a joint statement, they issued the declaration. This is what's going to happen. Additional resources are going to be brought in. We're going to stop these murders once and for all. And so what do you think that consisted of? Did anyone care to ask or call the mayor's office? And mayor, what are you talking about? What are we going to do? Are we going to have full saturation on the streets? Are we going to line this horrible area of the city, which is a 1 mile square area of the city? And are we going to do something? What's going to happen? Are we going to bring in tanks? Are we going to, line the soldiers up? Are we going to bring in the National Guard? What are we doing? Well, we're going to bring in 4 extra deputies to patrol a stretch of a street weekdays during school hours only.
Is that when most of the shootings happen?
Isn't that great?
I thought nothing good happens after midnight.
Isn't that great? 4. Yay! God, I didn't realize they were really serious about this,
Well,
Tom.
it is an emergency.
They brought in 4.
Yeah.
Wow. 4. You brought in 4. That's fantastic.
Our prayers go out to these people's families. These people are dying for no reason.
4 deputies patrolling weekdays only during school hours, 8 to 4. They're going to bring in 2 deputies and 2 to 4 state troopers for additional help for the Marshals Task Force.
Does that mean you can go over 75 on the thruway now because they've taken them, the troopers?
So 2 to 4 state troopers, and that's it. And 4 extra during the day. That's it.
It's not going to do anything, is it?
That's what we get. And then they keep rolling out poor Captain Umbrino. This guy needs a raise.
He needs a retirement.
This is
He needs a beach house in Florida. Just
right. Someone
just call it a day.
Here's what I will tell you. They
poor
roll him out because I don't know what's going on with the chief of police, the interim chief of police. The Cynthia Harriet Sullivan is gone. Now you have another guy. I don't even know who he is, but he doesn't. I don't know what's going on with, I think it's David Smith. I'm not sure what his name is. All I know is there's a Captain Frank Umbrino who seems to be doing all the heavy lifting for everyone. Why is it? Is it because no one else has the respect? And he apparently has the respect of RPD and all the guys out on the street. I've got to figure that's got to be the reason. That's why the reason they're rolling him out is because he's the only one that they respect in the RPD? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking the question. Here is this on Thursday or Friday? I don't even know the day of the week. We've had so many killings and it's only Tuesday.
I think this was Friday.
Was this Friday, Frank Ambrino? Okay.
It's sad. And we need the community to step up. We need to re-examine what we're doing as a community. It's not working. There's a lot of issues and problems within the system that we need to correct and we need to fix. Again, at the end of the day, everybody is on the same team, right? Everybody wants to keep people in the city of Rochester safe. We are not doing a good job at that. And I say we, I don't mean the police department. Certainly we have a part of it, but I mean everybody within the criminal justice system and all of the leaders, the school district, we're all failing. We all need to do better. We need to figure out what the problems are, and we need to see what we can do to try to make a difference.
Here are the problems. Lack of education and lack of family. There are your problems. That's the 1-2 punch. It isn't RPD. It isn't, the other people. They're not the problem. The problem is these people didn't grow up with a family, and they didn't grow up with a family that made them get educated. And that's where they are today. You can say the school system and you can say, the city or the politicians, but that only goes so far. If you're uneducated and you never went to school and you don't know anything, you take to a life on the street. That's not, brain surgery. It doesn't take a master's to figure that out, right? I mean, I'm kind of stupid and I can figure it out.
Well, you can't.
You stay off the street because your mom and dad bust your ass if you get in trouble. See, that kept me from getting in more trouble than I could have, right? I can't imagine if I didn't have family structure in my life, what I would have ended up like. You think I'm trouble now? You think I'm trouble? Okay, so, yeah, I've had a couple of jobs. I've had a couple of jobs in my life.
A couple?
But what would have happened to me or my brothers? I mean, we're a generation out of welfare. I didn't come from wealthy people. What would have happened to any of the patriots watching now if you didn't have your family, mother, father, brothers, older sisters to rein you in?
That's why it's called your support system.
Yes.
And, one of my sayings is you can't apply common sense to a situation where there isn't any. And this thing is just such a cluster F that what are they supposed to do? At some point it has to get back to the root problems.
Well, I mean, there's a lost generation in there, though. It's not going to get any better.
Politicians and school teachers and everybody is going to have to get together and be on the same page with one goal in mind, and that's going to be, to keep these kids out of the way from the gangs.
Right. Rachel says the street you're talking about would be by Aquinas for the 4 extra deputies. What is that true? Is that Rachel? Is that true? I don't. Again,
I thought it was over more by
she
Genesee.
said that the street would be by Aquinas for the 4 deputies, and I know they've had 2 shootings near Aquinas. I think right there. I forget. Would it be Driving Park and Dewey right there? Rachel, I didn't know that was.
So are
you
saying that the Catholics leaned on the mayor to get a little police protection over there by Aquinas?
And she's saying I'm copying everything I'm not copying everything Lonsberry said.
Yeah, maybe we are.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I mean, I got this from the same person that I got about all the information, who, by the way, fed it to Lonsberry about the Grease police chief. But nonetheless,
his show's before yours.
But nonetheless, I all of that information that maybe Berkeley Breen had on 10 NBC. Guess who gave it to him? I did. I gave it to him. But Rachel,
we all share. I
didn't know that was the street. I had no idea that was a street in the city. I thought it was a different street in the city. But I will tell you also that I want to show you this tweet. Do we have the tweet?
Is this from Lonsberry?
No, it's from Lonsberry. My ratings were only better than his at some point. I like him. He's a good guy. 2 suspects with multiple prior felony this is from the Rochester Public Safety.
Yeah, I think I saw that on Lonsberry's tweet.
Yeah, I guess it.
No.
I guess I'm not allowed to be on Twitter and look at Monroe County Firewire or talk to any sheriff's deputies I might know Rachel and get information on a regular basis.
Second class hag. That's what you are.
Fucking idiot. That's what she is. I mean, honestly, why are you even here? Can we get rid of her? You're gone. Can we block her? I'm not even going to take shit from people like this woman. You can, bye-bye. There you go.
All right.
That stuff pisses me off. I don't even listen to any radio anymore.
Neither do I.
I don't listen to Sirius XM. You know what
I
I
only
listen
watch
to?
TikTok.
I listen to Fox. That's what I listen to.
You know, when you start watching TikTok, like 4 hours go by. You don't even know what you did. And all you're watching is just cat videos.
Right. So let me just tell you about, and by the way, this was put out. Let me just show you. It's not copied from anyone. It's actually a memo.
I think that's off of Bob's blog, Kimberly.
Yeah, it must be. It was November 11th that this guy was shot point blank range in the chest, stabbed to death, and beaten in front of the RTS station.
We're going to talk about bail reform, aren't we?
1:15 on November 11th, which would have been last Thursday, right? At 1:15 in the afternoon is downtown. Where is the RTS? Is it right on Chestnut?
South in Maine. Right
okay, so
there.
it's not on Chestnut. So I'm like, no. I need to go one block over. All right. So both the suspects have had prior felony convictions. Not one, not two, but according to the public release of information, 4 felony convictions for one guy and 4 felony convictions for the other. And they were out on the street. You know why? Because of bail reform.
Shocker.
Because of bail reform. They had prior criminal convictions, 4 felony convictions, 2 prior misdemeanor convictions, and 2 open pending felony cases. Are you freaking kidding me? And the people were hollering at the FBI to come get me for what?
I don't remember.
For having a fake virus. You don't remember?
I still want to answer my phone, Kimberly.
But they wanted to pick me up and throw me away in the jail forever. Just stick me there.
Maybe you deserve
forever, right? But between them, they have 8 prior felony convictions, and they shot a guy in the chest at 1:15 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Somebody died for no reason.
And then they stomped him to death. In America, in an American city, in 2021, a guy gets beaten to death out in front of the bus center. What? Seriously?
Yeah. What?
Yes.
No.
Yes. So now we're up to 75 homicides. And the mayor can't even come out publicly and issue a statement. She has to issue an email statement. You don't even get to talk to her. There's no statement from the mayor. 0.
She's mailed it in.
And I don't even know who this David Smith is. But they roll out Mr. Umbrino. And we've said this time and time again. Is Rachel B trolling for Rachel Barnhart? I don't even know who Rachel is, but she's gone now. So that's the kind of mood I'm in today.
Maybe.
I'm not going to take any shit. You know what? On Twitter, I do the same thing. I don't like what you say. Now I just block. I just block and go. Doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. I'm not taking the crap. We hope that you support our sponsors, Express Sealers. If you need your driveway or your residential or business driveways, parking lots, plowed this winter, call Express Sealers. They will set you up. Of course, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, great gift cards for the holiday season. If you like that acupuncture and that kind of Western type of medicine, they make you feel amazing. And Precision Lawn and Garden, where they have big snow blowers, of course, and Taylor Heating and Cooling. Taylor 500 help for all your heating and plumbing needs. So you want to check that out. But 75. Yep, that's where we are. 75. And the thing of it is that the city isn't asking, for any more help other than the 4 extra deputies and the 2 to 4 state police officers.
How many of these people have they caught? Do they ever have information on that? I mean, obviously, the detectives.
They caught the 2.
The detectives.
Because this was the press release.
But the detectives got to be really busy over there, right? Why can't we add to their staff? Don't you think we need more detectives?
Article from the Democrat and Chronicle, just to make it clear where I'm getting my information.
No, you didn't get it from there.
We're just now figuring out that there's unprecedented levels of violence in the city. Haven't we been talking about it on this show for months? But now we're at DEFCON 5 level, right? We're at 75, and we still have the rest of November and all of December to get through. And I guarantee you, Black Friday shopping isn't going to hold these people up from shootings on the street. They're going to get out, and there's going to be blood everywhere.
Hopefully not.
There's going to be blood
Hopefully
everywhere.
not.
Well, and I said so nonchalantly last week, my money's on two tonight. I mean, I think there were shootings in the city last night, but there was no one shot and killed. There was a kid that was kidnapped. Did you see that?
No.
4 guys.
We still do that? Isn't that so 1980s?
A gold SUV kidnapped some kid. I mean, they found the kid, but I mean, that's a good thing. But
all this crime is horrendous. This is, I mean, where do you, somebody's got to do something, right? Everybody just says, well, I can't do anything about it. Let somebody else worry about it. But this is a community problem. This is a county-wide problem. It's a community problem.
Nobody knows these people's names either. What happened to say their name? Say their name. Say their name.
The victims?
Let me just ask you. So this one guy was shot in the chest in front of the RTS center, the bus center.
And then beaten.
Last week. And then beaten in the street at 1:15. Does anyone remember the story of the mom that was shot and killed in her car with her babies in the car? Her babies were in the car. Mm-hmm. Her babies were in the car over on Samuel McCree Way in the Cornhill area over there.
You mean Bronson Avenue? It used to be Bronson Avenue.
Oh, I don't know that. I just know it's Samuel McCree
now it's
Way.
Dr. Samuel McCree Way. Yes.
A 23-year-old mom shot and killed 9:30 in the morning with her babies in the car. No one talks about that. No one cares about that. Black Lives Matter don't care about
She's not getting their family's not getting $450,000.
Free the People Rock doesn't care about that. I think that the BLM and Free the People Rock are the most racist organizations you could possibly ever think of. And I say that only because they don't care that their Black friends are being shot in the streets of Rochester on a nightly basis.
At an unprecedented level.
They only care if a white person is involved so that they can get money. That's really the bottom line here. And that's horribly sad. It's a human life. But to Black Lives Matter and Free the People Rock, it doesn't matter because there's no money to be had. So you're not going to see anybody protesting in the street for Stephen Morgan, who was shot at.
It was my brother from another mother.
PI's Lounge, wherever that is. Or, I don't know, Malcolm Owens or any of the other 7 people that have been shot in 3 days. Here's the thing. The paper doesn't even have some of their names. You can't find the family to identify them. So there you go. And no one knows the name of that mom that was shot in her car with those babies. And no one cares. There's nobody walking in the streets to protest that. Or any of the other bloodshed that happened even after the state of emergency was issued. Because that's what you get. 4 extra deputies. 4. They couldn't even go for a 5, just a one-handed. Okay, we got 5 fingers. Let's 5, 4. You get 4. And that's where we are in the city. But we want companies to come here and do business. That's a great reputation. Statistically, we have the highest murder rate in the country. And I know you guys don't believe in statistics, but it's absolutely true. 100%. Just going to say gangs are acceptable. Yeah. white person or white cop. That is true. Unless the violence is perpetrated by someone who is white, BLM and Free the People Rock don't care about their own people. I care about their people. I care about the guy that was getting, shot and beaten at 1:15 in the afternoon last Thursday. I care about the mom who was 22 years old that was shot and killed in front of her babies in the car. That's heartbreaking. But that's okay. That's Rochester. We just move along. Just keep moving, right?
If somebody lost a bucket full of kittens, I think there'd be all kinds of uproar.
Oh my God, I love kittens.
Right?
I'll take all the kittens. Who has kittens?
Right.
All right. We want to make sure that you support our sponsors, Precision Lawn and Garden, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, Taylor Heating and Plumbing, and also Express Sealers. Make sure you support them because they support us. Some people were joking. You put up shirts for sale on the We the People podcast
I need to
network.
iron them.
Yeah. Could you iron the shirts before you put them up?
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. All right, I'll fix it.
Yeah, what do you do exactly? I'm just asking the question.
I got a lot of stuff I got to do.
I asked you a question this morning. You're like, I don't know. I'm just asking you. What do you do?
I got a lot of stuff to do.
Really?
Hey, go out and buy a t-shirt. Hey, support our shows. The only one getting paid here is Austin. So, we don't
know how much longer that's going to be.
So we need some little extra money to cover the production. This is all pretty much voluntary. And, Marcus and Austin and Chad and Kimberly. And Austin himself with his show. So we need, we need a little support here. So for $20, it helps the production costs.
I want to show you a picture and I want to ask you if this is acceptable. So
no.
The picture, it takes place in a courtroom during closing arguments. Show the picture, Austin. What's wrong with that picture?
He has his finger on the trigger.
How would you like to be the jury?
Especially after what Alec Baldwin did. Everybody's like, ah!
Yeah, he pointed it right at the jury.
Well, he's trying for effect.
That's some kind of effect.
Yeah.
That is some kind of effect. Here's what the media won't tell you about the Rittenhouse trial. That, again, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Kyle Rittenhouse is...
Never heard of it.
Right? The only survivor, and I think we heard from him last week, it was a guy named Gage Grosskreutz, who actually admitted that I don't know what are you doing? What are we talking about? Gage Grosskreutz
Grosskreutz?
That's his name. He was in court 6 days before Kyle Rittenhouse's murder trial because he was up on charges of driving drunk. So a couple of days before the Rittenhouse shootings, he was arrested for prowling around cars in a neighborhood. In May of 2015, he was stopped by police again for drunk driving, and he had a 9mm illegal Glock handgun in his car. In 2013, he was arrested for beating up a girlfriend. And in 2010, he was arrested for punching his grandmother in the face during a dispute. That's the guy that survived.
That's a rap sheet.
That's the guy that was shot in the arm, who had the gun pointed at Kyle Rittenhouse during the Kenosha, Wisconsin, protests.
That legal gun?
That legal gun that he had at 17, according to Wisconsin law, that no one else will tell you about. Hey, Chad, how are you?
What's up, Kimberly?
I just wanted to...
How many inches is your barrel, Chad?
Yeah, how many inches?
That's how far the show's gone sideways, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Let's show the picture of the prosecutor for Chad. Oh, don't you like that?
I mean, he looks like a badass.
Look, he's got his finger on the trigger.
Nobody's afraid of a guy with dyed hair and glasses.
Didn't anyone learn anything from that movie set scene that happened a few
weeks
ago?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
I was actually watching the part of the closing arguments today.
That happened yesterday,
correct.
Right?
They were showing the highlights of the closing arguments. And when the defense attorney went to retrieve the firearm, he asked to retrieve the firearm, and it looked like there was somebody in the front row of the courtroom that was responsible for, keeping the gun safe, right? And he went and took it from this individual, and he started to return to the defense table to do whatever he was going to do with it, show it to the jury. And the judge stopped him in his tracks and said, has that thing been checked recently? Right. Everyone's learned this lesson now, right?
Right. I guess.
And the armorer, right, or whoever was responsible for the weapon, you could hear in the background say to the judge, I checked it before lunch.
Oh, no.
The judge goes,
Yeah, no.
check it again.
You think?
And I'm laughing because this wouldn't even be anything that any of us would even remotely think about,
right?
But for
what happened on that movie set,
to Alec
right?
Baldwin. So
right.
crazy.
Exactly. And of course, in case you don't know, the judge in the case has received multiple death threats.
Shocker.
I think that National Guard is standing by. I mean, again, don't be confused. There was nothing racist about this shooting. It was white.
Well, hold on.
It was white on white crime.
A white guy shot 3 white guys.
A white guy shot 3 white guys.
Well, yeah, that's racist.
At a BLM.
It was exactly. It was a BLM protest, so it's racist.
Where mostly white Antifa protesters were flown in from God knows where. And what no one else will tell you is that Kyle Rittenhouse's gun was legal. 17-year-olds in the state of Wisconsin are allowed to carry a rifle as long as the barrel meets a minimum length requirement. So the judge asked the prosecutor, was his gun legal? And the prosecution said, it is not a short-barreled shotgun or a short-barreled rifle. So the judge,
yes.
So the judge then said, either by barrel or overall length. And the prosecution said, correct. And the judge said,
goodbye.
Okay.
So they threw that charge out.
Yeah. All right.
Was that 1 out of 7?
Count 6 is dismissed.
Count 6.
1 out of 6.
Count 6 is dismissed. What they also won't tell you is that he just didn't come over randomly to Wisconsin to start trouble. His dad, his uncles, his cousins all live in Kenosha. It's a 16.5-mile drive from his mother's house in Antioch, Illinois, to Kenosha, Wisconsin, where the protest was happening and where he was also carrying a medical, one of those little medical kits with him. We've all seen them. We carry them in our campers. If you have a camper, what have you. No one else is going.
There's never
to tell
anything
you
in
that.
Those things either. Those first aid kits. Whenever you get one out,
one Band-Aid.
Yeah, so whenever you get one out, there's never anything in there.
There's never anything that you need, right?
There's a Band-Aid and an aspirin.
He wasn't underage. He didn't drive across. His mother didn't drive him across state line. He was not a militia member. He was a lifeguard. I'm just going to say, he shouldn't have been there. Probably. Nothing good happens
after midnight
at protests like that, or after midnight.
Nothing good happens at a BLM rally when you show up with a gun.
But the most amazing things that you hear are absolutely outright lies. His gun wasn't illegal. He had people he knew in Kenosha.
It was self-defense.
Oh, we have video though. Apparently, if you're armed, you can never claim self-defense. I don't know if you and I
is this a last minute grasp for straws?
I don't know.
What is the attorney thinking with that?
I did not know that if you're armed, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot claim self-defense. Let's hear it from the prosecutor's lips.
My fists are legal weapons. I'm armed.
You're pointing at your bicep, by the way.
Yeah. All right, let's.
But it's not much bigger than his wrist.
Here we go.
Joseph Rosenbaum was going to take that gun and use it on the defendant because they know you can't claim self-defense against an unarmed man like this. You lose the right to self-defense when you're the one who brought the gun.
What?
When you're the one creating the danger.
I don't
when
think
you're
so.
the one provoking other people.
I don't think so, Tim.
The defendant fired 4 shots at Joseph Rosenbaum and caused 5 wounds total.
Can we stop that just for a second? Joseph Rosenbaum, who you don't hear, had just been released from the loony bin. Yeah.
Cuckoo.
The mental ward at a hospital in Kenosha. Joseph Rosenbaum had just been released from a mental hospital and for some reason decided to join the riot. Then he started lighting fires in the street. Then he began to swing a chain. This is all on video. He began to swing a chain like a weapon. And when he saw Kyle Rittenhouse, he threatened to kill him by ripping out his heart.
It was mostly peaceful protest, though.
Then he chased Rittenhouse in a full sprint, cornered him, and tried to take his gun. Rosenbaum, by the way, who is a convicted child pedophile, a child rapist. Look up Joseph Rosenbaum's record.
He was a teacher at Hilton, I think.
And he is, again, Joseph Rosenbaum, whose criminal record you can read anywhere online. And you should, just so you can get an idea of the victims here, right? The victim here is a child rapist. He's dead now. It's a good place for him. Thanks to Kyle Rittenhouse. Hero in my book, because these guys never changed the way they are. But again, let's hear this audio because I love it. Apparently, if you're armed, you can't be a victim.
Convince you that Joseph Rosenbaum was going to take that gun and use it on the defendant because they know you can't claim self-defense against an unarmed man like this. You lose the right to self-defense when you're the one who brought the gun, when you're the one creating the danger, when you're the one provoking other people. The defendant fired 4 shots at Joseph Rosenbaum and caused 5 wounds total.
Okay.
The first shot.
Chad, seriously, what is
he talking
where's he get that from?
And
is there somewhere that he's getting that from?
I have the most unique and phenomenal take.
And now the news
on this issue. But in order to hear it, you're going to have to wait until 4 o'clock.
No,
You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait because what you've heard so far in the media about that statement that prosecutor just made has been more or less the exact same thing. I keep hearing the same thing about how, it's directly.
Well, there must be some basis for him to say
there
that.
is. There actually is.
Right.
And I think, and I believe it's out of context. Now, make no mistake, when I break this down and analyze it on my show today at 4 o'clock, I'm going to go through the law, right, on this issue. And
so are you saying you are going to get into the weeds?
Yes. And there is no question in my mind that the prosecutor's nuts and that he's wrong, but he's not wrong on the law. He's wrong on the facts. In other words, I don't believe, and I didn't watch the entire trial, but I don't believe that the facts that came out in the case supports what he's trying to argue. And what he's trying to argue, and I'll just touch on it briefly, but I'm going to go into it in depth on my show. But what he's basically trying to illustrate to the jury is that if you are what's known in the law as the initial aggressor, then in that scenario, that limited factual scenario, if you're the initial aggressor, then you can potentially forfeit your right to use self-defense.
Okay.
But that's it.
But
That's it. Otherwise, you're going to have to join us at 4 o'clock.
Wait, my hand.
So
hands up.
So
Kimberly's got to go to the bathroom.
Him bringing the gun is grounds for the initial.
No, not at all.
And by the way, so
not that in and of itself.
To what you just said, he was not the initial aggressor. He was being chased.
Correct.
He was on the ground
in a fetal position,
as we saw in the video last week, after he had been hit in the head with a skateboard.
Yeah.
These guys were armed. You saw Gage Grosskreutz with his gun pointed at Kyle Rittenhouse on the ground. And we even played that last week and said, guy just admitted.
Gage even admitted it.
He admitted it. Again, the guy that survived, who'd had 2 DWIs, had punched his grandma in the face, had beaten up a girlfriend, and who was caught stealing from cars in a neighborhood. These are the victims, right?
Well,
and here's the thing I hate. The media isn't breaking down any of this. And you see the trolls on social media and all the bullshit that they claim. I'm really at this point, and I never thought I'd say it, scared for our country. Because I don't know now, right?
Now, it's actually worse. You just said that the media is not breaking it down. Another thing that I'm going to talk about on my show today, which it's even worse than that, is that the media, they're breaking it down all right. They're actually breaking it down and openly lying about it. They published a story just a few short days ago who are these 3 individuals that were shot, right? Now they have to paint.
Did they mention one was a child rapist?
They have to paint. They mentioned it if it can be mentioned flattery, they mention it almost in flattering terms. But when they describe this Gage kid.
When you rape a kid, how do you make that seem okay? I'm just asking the question.
You'll have to read the article or tune in at 4:00.
Wow.
So they refer to this Gage kid and what he did, and they specifically make it sound like he wasn't pointing his gun at anyone. His own testimony.
You saw the video. Do we have the video? Here we go.
The video and his testimony.
Here we go. Right there.
That's Mr. Rittenhouse?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you'd agree your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, correct?
Yes.
No. Okay. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. Yeah. How can you make that in any kind of flattering terms? I have never taken a gun that I own and pointed it at someone like that who is on the ground. How can Kyle Rittenhouse even be called an aggressor in that situation? He's not an aggressor at all. It's trying to save his life. Someone's pointing a gun like that at me and I'm on the ground. I'm shooting and killing them. And then, of course, you'd be in a courtroom. And, of course, the prosecutor would say, well, you brought the gun, so it can't be self-defense. You can bring your fist, too, and kill someone with your fist. There was a case in Hilton. Goes back about, 12 years maybe, where guys got in a fight at a bar. Anyone who's been around here knows long enough. The bar fight happened. A guy was punched in the back of the head with a fist, not a gun, not the butt of a gun, not a hatchet, not a knife. He was punched in the back of the head with a fist, and the guy died. The guy was dead before he even hit the ground. So I guess if you bring your body,
well, I think he had just been vaccinated as well.
If you bring your body to an event, you can't be a victim because your body
is a
weapon.
Yeah.
Well, not mine.
No, not yours. Your body can be a weapon. Yes, the guy got stomped to death in front of RTS. They shot him in the chest and then they stomped on his head. Feet can be a weapon. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can headbutt someone and in the right place, you can kill them. You can punch them.
Well, I'm going to need a weapon because I'm in Facebook jail, so I need a weapon to get out.
Why are you in Facebook jail?
Because I posted that Kyle Rittenhouse is an American hero. And that got me into Facebook jail.
It did not.
Matt Fritz just sent me a text a little while ago. He posted, "I stand with Kyle," and he just sent me his screenshot of his Facebook jail that he's now in.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I do
Facebook
believe
jail. I stand with Kyle. I think that Kyle Rittenhouse is an American hero. That gets you in Facebook jail.
So here's the other thing. Yesterday,
so this is my Facebook Live right now.
It's your Facebook Live.
In order to advertise my show at 4.
Yesterday, there was, or maybe it was the day before, there were a couple of lawyers, right? Who were talking about the closing arguments and what was going on with the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And right after the judge dismissed the gun charges, these lawyers were on YouTube kind of breaking down and going, word by word, stream by stream of what was going on in the closing arguments. And they were knowledgeable lawyers, and they were, stating the obvious points about the prosecution's case. And the hundreds of people that were watching YouTube, again, which is owned by Google, completely shut down the YouTube stream.
Shocker.
Completely shut it down.
The We the People podcast network does not endorse any information by any of the hosts on this network.
When it comes to Kyle Rittenhouse.
They censored the video stream of the lawyers talking about what was going on in the live closing arguments.
Of course.
They just stopped it.
It's part of closing the courtroom. They want the courtroom closed so that nobody knows the truth.
YouTube shut them down, citing policy violations. In other words, they don't want you to know the truth.
You can't handle the truth. You
100%.
Can't handle the truth.
Love it.
And so there you have it. In a nutshell, we're standing in blood in the streets of Rochester, And if you have a gun, you can't claim self-defense. I just want you to know that this is the America that we live in now, that they want us to be okay with, that you can't protect yourself. And if you do, you're a racist, homophobic piece of crap. And once you understand these things, everything's cool.
And this is
Cool.
where we
You're
are
all right.
now. 2 years ago, we'd be like, how the hell did we get here? Where are we going to be in another 6 months to a year? What's going to be the next thing?
Here's where we are. We're about making people feel bad for having an opinion if it's not the exact same as other people, even though, as I said earlier, Black Lives Matter and Free the People Rock don't give a shiatsu about the people they should care about unless there's money involved.
Yeah.
And that's
And
where we are.
politics, money
It's
and politics.
politics, it's money. And I know we're about out of time, but I just wanted to say, and I told you earlier about the amount for Pfizer, the amount of profit that they're making.
Boatloads.
$1,000 an hour in profit.
Now that's a big boat, Chad.
I'm sorry, $1,000 a second.
$1,000 a second?
Pfizer, biotech,
That's like $5,000 right there.
Moderna are making $1,000 profit every second off of their vaccinations. Not making it up.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I'm just, there it is. Get
Well,
in line, get vaxxed.
I'm a proud shareholder.
Get in line. People are dying in the streets, but crazies wanted me taken off to federal jail and an investigation because
I thought it was pound me in the ass jail.
pound me in the ass prison
What the hell?
because I may or may not, but I'm not shooting people or killing people, but I should be in prison, Chad.
I agree.
Yeah, I second it.
Do we have time for one more
Because-
shameless plug of my show at 4 o'clock?
Because I didn't have a
Sure,
card.
why not?
Speaking of racist homophobes, so one of the things that I'll cover on my show today, I'll just hold up. That's
I can't see that. Can you move the thing down, Austin?
Brittany, you have to watch Chad's show on the We the People podcast
What is that?
network.
I don't know if you could see
It's
that.
blurry. Yeah, you got to
Either
hold
the
it back.
Facebook fan page or the YouTube channel. They'll
What-
be live.
What is
So,
that?
This is Senator Brad Hoyleman. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
Senator
never heard of
Hoyleman.
it.
Never
He's a-
trust a guy named Brad.
It's going to be right here.
He's,
Yeah,
a,
Brittany.
he's a New York State senator. Senator Brad Hoyleman is apparently at the, this is on his Facebook. Somebody texted this to me. He is at the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Community Center, LGBT. I don't know what happened to the Q and the elemental P, or what are the other letters
Well,
that go after that?
That's racist.
Yeah, so he's
You can't have that.
clearly not at the right center. But here's the thing: he's standing in front of a mural on a wall,
Is it a mural or a mural?
A mural.
and you're a mural. You're not even going to believe.
Muriel's an old person's.
You're gonna have to
name.
you're gonna have to tune in at 4 because you're
Just
not
see-
going to believe what's. If I explain to you what's on here, you're not going to believe it. It is.
Do you
it's
have the picture? Is
It's just
Austin gonna-
pornographic.
Is Austin going to have the picture?
Yeah, Austin's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
have the
gonna
picture.
have
Okay.
It's
All
just
right.
it's pure
Wait a
and
minute.
unadulterated pornography.
I have a hot take. Kimberly, are you going to watch Chad's show today?
Yes.
Look at it. Look at it.
Wow. Nice mask.
It's,
I can't see anything, Chad.
there's penises.
Whoa.
There's penises going in people's mouths.
Whoa.
Not mine.
There's 2 penises with a rope wrapped
Never.
around them. This is on the wall. What is it called? A mural? A mural?
Mural.
This is on the mural
A
that
mural
he's
is
standing in
someone's
front
name.
of.
Is that Pink Floyd's
Smiling.
album?
Yeah.
Muriel is your grandmother's name.
Right. Did I say Muriel?
You say, yeah, it's a mural. Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
so tune in at 4 o'clock.
We
God's
will.
freedom. And yeah, then and
You
we'll
can't
it'll
handle
be
the
it's
truth.
going to be X-rated.
You
So tune in.
can't handle the truth.
We can't.
So what is the actual length of the barrel that it was supposed to be? Like 16 or 17 inches? Is that where?
Well, New York, the rule
Wait.
on that type of issue, I believe, is I want to say can't be less than 16. So
16 inches?
That's probably
Size
yeah.
matters. I don't know what it is in Wisconsin, but the gun issue.
Well, they grow
shouldn't-
them a little bigger there.
Apparently
down
they
on the
don't
farm.
read. Apparently the prosecution, and doesn't the prosecution have helpers? They never even they never looked at that law. They
Right.
never looked at the.
Oh no, they looked at it. They know what they're doing. They're trying to
Really sad.
They're trying to get a conviction out of this,
This-
poor kid.
and-
Send a message.
And no
Political
matter
prisoner.
what the jury comes back with,
Guns are bad.
no matter what the jury's decision is, and I don't know if there'll be a decision by tomorrow, but no matter what, the kid is ruined for life.
Oh yeah, for
right.
sure.
The kid is ruined for life. His family is ruined. I mean, it's
too bad he didn't take any more with him.
it's a sad thing. But all right, that's going to do it for Kimberly's Revolution.
Really?
Got Freedom is coming up at 4:00. YouTube and of course Facebook.
Yeah.
On We the People podcast on Facebook.
That's the only way you can see Got Freedom.
You can see it on We the People Podcast Network.com. You can buy a T-shirt there. We appreciate all of our
A
sponsors.
wrinkled T-shirt.
Yeah, you could probably, seriously.
I guarantee everybody, if they buy a T-shirt,
It'll be ironed?
It will come non-wrinkled.
Okay. All right. Very good. That's going to do it for us. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow. Chat is at 4:00.
Yep. God bless. Be kind to others.
Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.